Today is Monday, May 26, 2025. We are back again in Maine. This time we're going to do a loop with like a tail on the end. So Caribou Trail and I believe it's Mud Brook. They leave from the same parking lot. There's 4 cars here, space for a bunch, probably 10 or 15 depending on how people park. It's right off of Route 113, which is open now. I think we're going to go up Mud Brook and then continue on Caribou, which will go out to the Caribou East trailhead. We're at the Caribou West trailhead right now. And then come back up Caribou and come all the way out Caribou Trail. There's a 25-foot waterfall on Caribou Trail. There's going to be water crossings on both trails. Mud Brook has open ledges, like a bunch of different viewpoints, supposedly. And also the summit of Caribou Mountain is on the Mud Brook Trail. So that also has a view. So I think we're going to go up there first. There is potential for like a rain shower, possibly after 1 o'clock. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. And it's supposed to be quite warm today. We're both wearing basically shorts and t-shirts. So should be almost 60 degrees on the summit of Caribou Mountain later in the afternoon. All right, we're gonna head off. We're gonna take Mud Brook up.
Yeah.
Yep, Mud Brook up. We're about 7/10 of a mile in. It's been really easy going. We're walking right along Mud Brook. It's quite pretty, a little bit buggy. We've had a couple little drainage crossings, been easy, like this. Trail's in great shape. This is Mud Brook Trail. I think. Maybe it's 1.4 on the other. Okay, we're entering the wilderness now. I'm at 1.6 miles in. Thought it was 1.4, but I think that might be on Caribou Trail. So we're going to be in the wilderness, and then I think we'll be out of it, and then we'll be back into it again, and then out of it. I'm not positive. We've crossed the Mud Brook twice so far. I think there's a couple more crossings on it. They were easy rock hops. There's some mud on the trail, but overall the trail is not as bad as I thought it might be. So we've had a lot of wet weather lately, but it's pretty good. Everything's leafing out. I'm about 2.8 miles in. We just popped out of the pine woods. We were in hardwoods for most of the time. We've only been in the pine for a couple tenths, but now we're on a ledge looking basically due east out here. And I think there's going to be maybe a better view right up here. In the White Mountain Guide, it says you come out to a bare knob at mile 3. So we're not quite there yet, but this is looking like a nice wide open ledge. I see a ski area. I don't know what that is.
Is this the Bear Knob?
I don't think so. I don't know what anything is here, so I have to check. This is really our first time in speckled wilderness, except for Wheeler Brook, I think is also in speckled. That's a cool looking mountain over there. That comes up and then drops sharply. Neato. We're coming up the back side of this bald now. That's the bald at mile 3. We have some painted trillium still blooming. Down low there was red trillium also. And I saw one lady slipper right at the beginning of the trail. I think this should just come around and pop out. There's little patches of snow, like that. An alpine sign. Oh, I just got my 3rd mile. So the book was right. Okay. There's a little cairn. Where to? Straight ahead, I think. Ooh, I can see something with snow. Presidentials. Yeah, I didn't zoom in enough, I guess. Yeah, there are clouds.
They say morning was best.
Yeah, but those clouds are coming from the wrong side. Okay, here we go. This is Speckled Mountain and Kearsarge North sticking up right behind it. I think I'll use my phone so I can drill in and show you better the presidentials. They're kind of in a cloud now, but they're there. Cool. Oh, it looks like it keeps going up.
Yeah, this is the knob up here.
Okay. Well, let's go up there and then I'll shoot a video. This is pretty cool. This is climbing Caribou Mountain on Mud Brook Trail. I'm at almost 3.2 miles now. It's just been all ledges. I'm not really sure where this open knob is, but looking over, oh, there's herd pads everywhere. I don't think this is any better view than what we just had. Right behind John is West Royce, and then the Wildcats and Carters with the presidentials. I'm going to zoom in right behind him. See the snow? And then coming around, northern presidentials are in a cloud. And then this is Moriah, Middle Moriah, and Shelburne Moriah. Coming around, we have like, oh, now I can't see it. Mount Success. I did a couple peak finders from the ledge right below here. So Mount Success and Goose Eye and all that jazz. Let's see. I don't remember what this is close in. I can't remember. And then we could see Old Speck really well. Of course, now I'm on a different bump and I can't really see it because it's obscured. I'll post those after this video so you can see what's out here. There are great views. This is funny. This neat looking bump right there is also Speckled Mountain. Just a different Speckled Mountain. All right. It's so nice to see blue skies. More open ledge and things over here. What? No, I know. The summit's at 3.4, I think. So we got another couple tenths. All right. Very pretty though. We have made it down off of Mud Brook Trail now, so it descended pretty easily. It was a bit wet though. At the top it was a lot of rock hopping currently, but I'm sure it's not always like that. And now we're on Caribou Trail. We're going to take it all the way out that way, which is going to be descending to the eastern trailhead on Bog Road, US Route 2. Oh, there's black flies. And then we're going to walk back up it and head out this way, which you can see we got wetness, but it's okay. And that'll take us back out to the wilderness parking on Route 13. So let's go get it. We're a few tenths now from the eastern trailhead, Caribou Trail, and coming down from the junction was pretty steady decline. Not super steep, but not gentle like this either. Now we're just in this really nice open woods. There's some water that runs along the trail for quite a long ways. You could definitely filter on this hike. Everything's water everywhere. There is a spring up on a Mud Brook Trail after you leave the summit called Caribou Spring, and that is marked as unreliable in the book. Here's some anemone here. Wood anemone. Nice stand of that. Ooh, black flies are flying right into my eyes. But I think it was running today because there was a lot of water up at the top as we were leaving, and I think that was coming from the spring, actually. But, all right, almost to the trailhead. Okay, now we're actually really close to the trailhead. We just popped out of the woods onto this old forest road. There's arrows at the junction, so it tells you which way to go. Basically, you want to take a left on the road. We're just gonna pop down here. Should be to the trailhead shortly. Definitely black flies and mosquitoes are both out. And some larger black buzzing flies. I don't think any of them were biting though. But yep, now we're back into spring. Okay, this is the Caribou Trail eastern end. And there's parking for, looks like 4 to 5 cars in the lot. We saw that group coming up. All right, it's gated, and then you walk up this road. There's follow arrows. There's an arrow, it will turn you onto another road. Follow that one a little ways, and then it will turn you onto the trail. Pretty hard to get lost. I mean, these roads continue on, but you can see where people have walked also, so piece of cake. All right, so that was about 6 miles, and it should be slightly shorter going back. I think, just a little bit. I think it should have been like 11.5 miles, so we're off. We just made it back to the intersection of Caribou Trail and Mud Brook Trail. We're continuing on Caribou Trail now, heading back towards the parking area in the west where we started. It's 3 miles back to the car, and there are a series of cascades and one big waterfall that's actually named. It's Keys Fall, Kees. The crossing is right above the waterfall, so there's actually, on my Far Out app, it warns you not to fall. So that'll be interesting. Ooh, it's a little muddy here, as has been lots of the trail today. Lots of rock hopping. This is going to go along Morrison Brook. The other side of Caribou Trail goes along Bog Brook, and Mud Brook Trail goes along Mud Brook. So there's water on all 3 legs of this today. There's a little cascade along Morrison Brook coming down Caribou Trail. It's actually not that little. It's probably 15 feet tall. Pretty nice. The trail is also looking much better up here. No more rock hopping for now, so that's good. Okay, we've been coming down, and there's been a nice series of cascades and things. And we have this cairn right here. And John believes the trail is going to cross right here. It definitely looks like people have gone up right there, but that is not the trail. Although now he's second guessing himself. I think it is the trail right there. I can see where on the rocks. Okay, we're gonna keep going. This is another waterfall along Morrison Brook. Probably 12 feet tall. Very pretty. The trail is right there. We just did that water crossing up above. So that's the last waterfall. We came down the trail here, and there's a water crossing that was okay. Did it no problem. But then if you look up to the side, look at that. That is beautiful. And it's just a tributary running right back down into Morrison Brook right behind John. Wow, that's really nice. This is the crossing at the top of the waterfall. So right through there, it tightens up. It's like 2 feet wide. And that's going to be the top of the Keys Falls, I believe. We've been crossing Morrison Brook. I think we crossed it 3 or 4 times. But let's go down and see what Keys Falls looks like. So we did the crossing at the top, and then we read the AMC guide, and it said the good view is reached by a steep path on the north side of the brook. So we crossed back over and came down along here to get this view, because on the other side it's like around the corner. The trail is up here. You don't really see it. So this is Keys Falls. Looks pretty good. It's got a nice deep pool at the base. Yeah, it would be a great place for a swim. We're 2 miles from the trailhead. Be a cold walk out. So now we're gonna climb back up the edge, which it goes up through the woods here, and cross back over again. That was worth coming down for, though. Really nice. We're less than a mile from the car now, and we just did another crossing of Morrison Brook. This one was a little bit trickier. The trail comes down right here. It's supposed to just cross that jump right there. No way. So we ended up going along here and through. It was okay with poles. If you were very short and didn't have poles, you would have a problem. I want to say we're not going to cross again, but I've never been on this trail. Maybe we will. That one was a little trickier than we've had. Okay, let's go find out. If not, we'll be back to the trailhead in no time. Okay, there's one more crossing, I guess. In the book, there was some place where it said no bridge. This must be it, because there's a footing there and a footing here.
And no bridge.
and no bridge. We're really, really close. I think we're like at the FPA right now. So I might have to get my feet wet on this one. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm gonna go right through here to that, and then to those. Might get my feet wet. It's all right. We're finishing up Caribou Trail now. I did actually get both feet slightly wet on that last crossing, only because the last two rocks were just a little too submerged for my Las Sportivas, which are basically flat to the ground. If I were wearing something with a thicker sole, like a Hoka, I could have made it, but it's all right. I hear rain. It spit on us a couple times today. Not enough to warrant, that's cool, warrant rain gear. And we just saw two little baby wood frogs. They were like less than an inch long, hopping across the trail. We're inside the FPA, so we should be back in no time. And I think that I'm gonna end up with like 11 and a half miles. For some reason, I'm quite a bit further ahead than John is, and we both have Coros watches, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it should be someplace between 11.2 and 11.5 miles. If I were going to come out and do this where I'm not trying to get all the trails, I would park where we parked and do a loop and go up Caribou. That way you get all the waterfalls, you can see all that stuff as you're climbing, and then come down Mudbrook. But that first crossing going this way is the one where we got our feet wet. So if you might want to go the other way and just, if you're worried about wet feet, you could end with that, and then it doesn't really matter. Or you can take your shoes off. I think if water levels were lower, it would be a non-issue. But here we are back at the trailhead. Yay, nice hike.